How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Kedman Sports. Today's team in Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019 is going to be kind of an experimental team in all facets, going off of a couple commenter requests as well. The first was a Toro team or a Spartan team. We're going to roll with the Toro part. And the second was if a black and brown color scheme was possible. The answer is yes. You just have to throw in a third kind of color to make it still look okay, but we'll get to that when we go down to the colors. So there's the Toro type logo we're going to use. It's not the one we'll use on the helmet, but that'll be later. But the Toros will be the team name. City is going to be Omaha, and that'll also be the school name. And then the team abbreviation, you can do whatever you want. I'm going with OMA for Omaha. State is going to be Nebraska. And then the main color, we're going to make brown. And so the black and brown color scheme is what was asked for in the comments. Now, black and brown does work, but you just have to have a light secondary color. So brown's going to kind of be like, black's going to be kind of like our third color. And our secondary color is going to be kind of a gold. So if you think of teams with brown and black, the first one that comes to mind for me is Western Michigan, and they kind of use a gold as their third color to kind of balance it out. So that's what we're pretty much going to do here. So after you randomize the stadium, you can switch over to the uniform, and we'll begin with the helmet. So the helmet, we're going to make brown using that brown color that we just made, which is going to be a 110, 65, 35 split on the RGB. I actually just Googled Western Michigan's color scheme, RGB, and then kind of adapted it to what I wanted to make here. So then for the face mask, we're just going to make it all white, and then for the stripe is where we're going to use that gold and the black to use all three of the colors we want to on the helmet. So the black's going to be in the center, and the gold is going to be on the outside. You could flip it, but I think putting the black on the inside helps differentiate it from the brown. Instead of if you had it reversed, I think the black and brown would kind of run into each other. So for the logos, I'm trying something new here. You can see this logo that I made kind of looks like a horn for if you're thinking of a Toro. So that's what I'm going to do and put it on both sides of the helmet and kind of flip it. Kind of a Philadelphia Eagles type look here with the horns kind of coming out on both sides of the helmet, trying to make it look like a bull or a Toro or however you want to put it. It kind of works, kind of doesn't, but with what the game gives you, this is about as close as you'll get to something like that. So when we transition over to the jersey, we're going to use the electronic font. It's one that I've just kind of wanted to use. And as I said, this is a pretty experimental team, so this is an opportunity to use something like that. So for the jersey color, we're going to go with black, and that'll carry through to the sleeves. And then for the stripe, we'll use the brown and the gold, with the gold on the center and the brown on the outside. Now, I know I said on the helmet it helps if you don't have the brown and black next to each other. It's kind of a weird dynamic that I think if brown is your base color, you don't want to have a black stripe up against it, but if black's your base color, you can have brown up against it. It just kind of has to do with balance and what looks good against what. But you can see there, it doesn't look awful, and I think if you would flip it, flip the gold and the brown, you almost wouldn't be able to see the brown in the center stripe. So putting it on the outside helps identify it a little bit easier. So then for the collar, we're just going to make the collar gold on both the collar and the collar stroke to make it one solid color throughout the collar there. And then once you're done with the collar, we'll transition over to the numbers. So with the electronic, you'll kind of see it. It's supposed to look like one of the older scoreboards that ran just with light bulbs and not digital. And so it's kind of a cool effect that you can use on a jersey. It's something that I don't think any team has ever used, so it's kind of interesting that they chose to put it in this game. So we'll try the gold on the inside with the brown on the outside, kind of going along with this sleeve stripe just to kind of keep that continuity. And it actually doesn't look too bad. The brown is different enough from the black that it pops out, but then the gold really helps create the shape of the number and make it clear to see. So we'll carry that through on the text as well for Toros across the chest. And you'll kind of see it starts to run together a little bit. I think this would be a good opportunity if you don't want to use any caption or text across the chest. I think this would be a good opportunity to use it in this font, but we'll keep Toros for now. Then for the pants, you could do gold or white or black. I wouldn't do brown. I think that would create too much of a clash on the uniform. You can see here the gold doesn't look bad, but it just kind of makes the uniform look really piecey. So I think creating the uniform with black pants is going to be the best option, just to keep everything kind of running together. So then for the stripe on the pants, we'll do the same thing that we did on the jersey, with the gold in the center and the brown on the outside, just because you don't want to mix it up now and make the pants look way different than the jersey. It'll look really off. So then we'll transition down to the socks. We're going to keep the bottom half of the socks white, and then for the sock band, kind of the same as the pants. You could make it gold, you could make it black, but I would stray away from brown. You could even make it white if you want to. I don't think we've done that yet, where you just kind of use the stripes and you don't use the band. But I'm going to make it gold just to keep it a little different, give a uniform some color there, with the black stripes. So there you can really kind of see the Western Michigan color scheme coming through, which is the best way to utilize the brown and black. So then on the away uniform, we'll put Omaha across the chest this time around. And again, this is a great opportunity if you don't want to put anything across the chest of a team. This is the type of font to do that with. So for the jersey, we'll keep the jersey white, we'll keep the sleeve white, and then we'll, for the stripe, I think the best option for the stripe would to be do gold in the center with black on the outside. I think that's going to be what is the best option, the best visually appealing. But once you see this completed, it looks like a team that we've already done. And so just to keep it a little different, we're going to put brown on the outside of the sleeve, just because I know for a fact I haven't done that because I haven't used brown a whole lot. So then that'll conclude the sleeves and the stripes, so we can move over to the collar then. The collar is, I think I've said this before, the collar in this game isn't really a big visual factor. You could make this whatever color you want, and I don't think it would really pop off the jersey, especially on the white jerseys. So we're just going to make it black. That way you can at least incorporate the black into the jersey itself, but it's not going to kind of distract from anything else or look like a different uniform we've already done. So then for the numbers, we're going to keep them the same almost as the, or it will be the same actually as the home jersey, to keep the gold on the inside with the brown on the outside. And I think you'll realize when you see it on this, it actually looks better against the black than it does against the white. I'm not exactly sure why that is. It's just kind of one of those visual things that happens with jerseys. But this is another instance where the home jersey is just going to look exponentially better than the away jersey, just for the sake of the solid color canvas versus the white canvas. The white just doesn't do a whole lot for the colors that you work with in pretty much any jersey. Then for the pants, you could do all white. I think that would look all right. You could do black, you could do brown, you could do gold. I think all the colors that we've used so far on this team would look all right with the pants, as long as you keep the stripe within reason. So we're going to use the brown, just because I don't think I've done brown pants on a team yet, or at least not recently. So we'll go ahead and do brown, and then we're going to do black on the center with the gold on the outside, keeping that stripe from the helmet now carry down into the pants. When in doubt and you're not sure what color to use for pants, it's always a good option just to revert back to your helmet and kind of do something similar on the away jersey especially. So then for the socks, we'll keep the bottom white, and then for the actual sock band and stripes, it's going to be very similar to the home uniform, but instead of black, it's just going to be brown. And that'll conclude our Omaha Toros. Hopefully you guys like some of the experimental ideas I had, but drop in your comments your thoughts and any suggestions you might have, as well as subscribing, hit the like, turn on notifications, and all that. But thank you for watching.